Hey sis, welcome to the Sisterhood, Soul, and Strategy podcast, a space for women building businesses that feel as good as they look. I'm Steph, a small town girl from Wisconsin with big dreams to positively impact the world. This podcast is from the heart, where we share real conversations about building intentional businesses that thrive in every season. And the best part, we talk both soul and strategy, and we wrap it all up in sisterhood. Because let's be real, business is more fun in community. So no matter your age or stage of small business ownership, you stumbled upon this podcast for a reason. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I'm so excited to have my partner in adventure, the calm to my chaos, the string to my kite, joining me on the podcast today.
Yes.
Holly, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Let's get right in it
Yeah.
and talk about this life-changing moment. When I met you, you were running your boutique business.
Yep.
And you continued that and realized that maybe that wasn't the right thing for you. So take us to that moment of realization and how it was a pivot and a catalyst to what you're doing now.
Yeah. So I closed my business and it would have been May of 2023. I had struggled trying to keep it afloat the last 6 months. I was doing everything, but it was month after month in the red. And I just finally made the decision. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so I decided to close the doors. And once I made that decision, it was like a whole weight off my shoulders. It was about a month later. And that was when you came to me and you were like, well, I am preparing for maternity leave. Do you want to come work for Sister Circle? And I was like, yes, I do. And through that, I learned how much I loved supporting small businesses. I loved supporting their back end. I loved supporting the bigger dreams. And it just was a turning point moment for me to step into this role of realizing like organizing everything on the back end was actually the piece that I loved, even in the boutique world. I just didn't like anything on the other end, which is why I think it struggled so much. And so I took that into starting Stillroot about a year and a half later. And that's when Stillroot & Co. was born.
Yeah. So realizing that maybe I was just in the wrong business.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because you were a founding Sister Circle member.
Yep.
So you were with us like for a whole year, almost a year and a half when we launched membership. And I loved having you part of the community. And you were such a collaborative, encouraging person. So it was really hard for me to even see you struggling and feeling like you didn't want to do your business anymore because I just loved having you part of the community.
That was honestly, I think, the hardest part the last 6 months is I didn't want to leave. And I was like, I'm going to keep going in my business. I'm not going to leave this community.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay a part of Sister Circle. And I think that was probably the hardest, sending the message of like, well, I'm going to have to cancel my membership now. And that was when, it was just like opportunities and doors just started opening. And I think that was something, I even remember it in my story in your book, and talking about that was that when I finally, after 6 months of just letting this heavy thing weigh on me, it was like, once I let that go, it was like doors just started opening.
It's funny how that
and
works.
You just have to trust the nudges that I never have trusted ever before until I finally started listening to myself a little bit more.
Yeah. And when you actually close the door on what's not meant for you is when you allow the right doors to open up. And it's so funny because I probably even said to you, like, I know you're going to start another business eventually.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it will be, but I know that you have this entrepreneurial spirit. But I think your story is such a valid experience for the people that feel called into entrepreneurship, but not to be in the limelight and not to be creating these crazy dreams, but to actually be along the journey and support the dreams and support the visions of the people. And that's where knowing who we are and what we bring to the table and our strengths is so important, because we still get to enjoy being an entrepreneur, but not all entrepreneurship needs to look exactly the same.
Yes.
to be or feel successful.
I agree.
So as a small business owner, how do you know when it is time? Like, I knew it was time for me to bring in someone to help support the back end. I was going on to maternity leave. I wanted to take a real, true maternity leave, and I knew I needed that person who, to me, it was really important to have that trust built in, not only with me, but the community that I
Yeah.
wanted the person to
Yeah.
actually support. And I think that's a big resistance factor for a lot of business owners, is they feel like they can't afford it, or maybe they're just not there yet, or they don't even know what they would give up.
Hmm.
How do you know when it is the time to call in that sort of
Yeah.
support and help like you bring through Stillroot?
Yeah. So I think the first step is they have to have some sort of systems.
Mm,
If they don't have anything set up, it's going to be really hard for them to bring someone in and really just starting from zero. So they have to have some kind of system set up.
mhm.
They have to know the value of bringing someone.
Yeah.
They have to be willing to invest in bringing someone so that they can buy back some of their own time to put themselves into the areas of their business that they want to be in.
Mhm.
So they can not always have to be on the back end themselves. And the last one, and almost what I would call probably the most important for me, is they have to be able to release some of that control.
Yeah.
Are they ready to let go of the things? Because as entrepreneurs, we
Mhm.
want control over our business.
Baby.
It is. It is the thing that we've built down from zero. And I mean, it's something even I think about in
Mhm.
my own business, but when you've built something from nothing, it is everything. And so you have to bring someone in that you truly can trust to take care of it.
Mhm.
And that is not easy. But if you can't release control to someone, or you're not ready to do that, you're probably not ready to bring someone in
Mhm.
either. So I think that is one of the things that I also talk to, like with my clients is, are you ready to release that trust to me and believe that I can help you get to that next level that you're trying to get to?
Mhm.
Um, because that's what I want to. That's my goal when I'm helping someone, is getting you to the next level that you've been wanting to get to, but you're stuck in the weeds of everything on the back end.
Yeah. So how do you help business owners figure out if they are ready for that, or at that point of releasing control? Do you have a way to kind of see if they're ready for that?
Yeah, so I think really it's starting by we start by just working through, and maybe it's a few days worth of working together, maybe it's a few projects. It really depends on who the client is and where they're at in their business. Usually we can meet for at least an hour, and I do that first hour where we can sit down, we work through what exactly what projects are you looking to hand off? What does your business currently look like?
Mm.
And what types of things have you wanted to hand off that you're not finding joy in anymore? And usually I can tell if someone is ready to hand those off.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at realizing right away if someone is pretty confident that they're like, I just don't want to do these things
Yeah.
anymore.
They've already decided
They've
it's
already
not for them.
decided, instead of them, they might be kind of moseying around, well, there's like these things or there's these things. You can tell when people are pretty ready
Mhm.
to hand them off versus the things that they still want to hold on to.
Yeah.
And then we work together through either a trial basis, or you can tell right away and you're just, let's sign up and go
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. So it is kind of that like intuition.
It's an intuition thing for
of
me.
whether this is going to
It's
work
an intuition
or
thing
not.
for me,
Yes.
for sure.
So really discovering that this is your working genius, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
this is your design, this is who you are, to support those small business owners behind the scenes. How did you realize that? And how does that light you up?
I realized it in a variety of different ways. So it was about a solid year of doing my own personal work before I actually decided to go forward with Stillroot and Co. Um, Through that time, I did a lot of diving into my working genius. I recently have dove a lot into my human design also, which, as you know, I'm very passionate about. But those two things have really allowed me to realize the things that do light me up in the times that I didn't really know.
Mhm.
What am I good at? Like, I'm good at a lot. So, like, what actually brings me joy?
Yeah.
And when I can watch a client of mine take this huge dream of theirs and like just up level it and watch it go and watch them and be that person behind the scenes, it is the greatest feeling for me. Or we get to the end of a big event, like no matter how exhausting the event is, it feels amazing when we get to the end to an event. So I think the thing for me is really just being behind those big dreamers. That's what I find the most joy in. Because although I can be a dreamer, I'm not as much of a dreamer. I am more of that implementation person. And so I think I live through the dreams of my clients.
Yeah.
I live through their dreams. So when I can take their dreams, like I said, and just take them all the way through that implementation process and integrating all of that, that's where I truly find like the most joy in what I do.
Oh, hey sis, I am just putting on my favorite lip gloss, Small Town Beauty by Asia. This is my favorite color. It's called 23. It's hot pink and I am obsessed. She has so many different fun colors. She has a lip treatments that can nourish your lips. But personally, I'm a lip gloss bestie and I absolutely love the human behind this brand, Asia. Her mission and vision is to make sure that just because we live in a small town doesn't mean we can't have incredible products like this lip gloss. So if you are a small town girly who loves a good lip gloss, you need to check out Small Town Beauty by Asia. And you can use my code to save $5 at checkout. Hey sis, did you get your ticket yet for Sister Circle Summit 2026? If not, what are you waiting for? This is so much more than just your average, and dare I say, boring business conference. This experience of Summit is a Midwest movement bringing together the trailblazing women small business owners across the Midwest and beyond for a 2-day experience that is so much deeper than just strategy and also more than just sitting and listening to speakers. You are going to feel the difference this year. We're at a brand new venue. We have a brand new schedule and flow. We've added brand new pieces to this event, like our soul session and VIP mastermind dinner. So if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, now is the time to do so. Invite your fellow sisters or come solo because you're going to make so many new friends. There is so much intentionality behind this event, from the sisterhood connections to the soul level subconscious work we're going to dig into, as well as, we're always delivering you a business strategy in real time. So what are you waiting for? Go to sistercircle.co, get your ticket today, use my code STEPH, and save on your ticket, and I hope to see you there. Hey, it's me interrupting the podcast because you need to know about one of my favorite organic skincare brands. And bonus, it is a small business, and that is Simple in Nature. I am obsessed. I started using the Simple in Nature organic body oil a couple years ago in the winter when my skin was so disgustingly scaly dry, and I had tried every lotion that I could think of. And I met Sabria and she was like, you need to try the body oil. And I'm obsessed. I barely skip a day. It is amazing. My personal favorite scents are Harmony or her current newest scent, which is Serene. It is lavender, vanilla, eucalyptus, and thyme. And honestly, I use this every single day along with my lip oil. And I use my sugar scrub a couple times a week to keep my skin hydrated, nourished, and healthy, not just in the winter, but all year long. If you want to try out your first order, head over to simpleinnature.com with the link in the show notes to get 20% off using my code STEPH20. Absolutely. And I just know, being a big dreamer myself, that my dreams are not possible alone. Like, I will never be able to achieve them alone. And I think most people will eventually come to that realization if they do have a really big, dream or vision or goal for their business or their life. We will never accomplish it alone. We have to have those people that can support us where we're weak and where we do not thrive, and to be able to, like you said, take it all the way to the finish line, because a lot of visionaries are not necessarily implementers,
Right.
that we're not necessarily the task doers, the details getting into the weeds. So I think discovering that your gift is actually being in the weeds is so incredibly valuable, and really owning that this is equally as important as the big vision, because the big vision will not happen if we don't get into the weeds.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
it will happen and the execution of it will be piss poor.
Right.
And no one wants that either.
Exactly.
So I love that, just support and how you discovered that. At the end of the day, though, you wear many hats. You do many things. When someone asks you, what do you do? I know that can be a challenging question. So let's take it from the question of who are you, beyond the titles, the hats you wear, the roles. Who are you on a deeper level?
That's a good question. I feel like I am a guide for people when they let me in.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the biggest thing I've learned this year. Especially, I've always been a person who's kind of interjected myself in areas where maybe I didn't feel like I belonged. But I've come to feel more like I belong in the places that I have been more welcomed. So I feel as though, especially within the community of small businesses, I have such a wealth of knowledge. Like knowledge that I feel like just kind of comes out of nowhere. And I'm like, wait a second, when did I know this? When did I learn this? So I feel like, other than the hats I wear as a mom and a wife and a hairstylist and all of these other things that I feel like I do, I feel like I truly just am, like, at my core, like I do have like an intuitive guide inside me that over the last year is really trying to make its way out. And I think that is pouring more into my business as I allow it to.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I think that's where we have jived so well, is that I'm not just looking to you like, oh, you work for me and here's the tasks and to-dos that I want you to do. It's like, no, I want you to tell me where there are gaps and where you see that the system could be better, and just all of the things that I don't see myself, you see. And so that is so much value that you bring, not just to businesses, but to other people. It's literally just validating people's experience and not just seeing them, but then being able to support them in the way that they need.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the most exciting project that you are currently working on? I feel like I know the answer, but you might surprise me.
You do know the answer to this one. So currently, right now, I am working on the Sister Circle expansion. That is my biggest project. Honestly, probably my biggest project ever. And it is everything from making sure that the projects on the back end are duplicatable, to building out our processes, to the onboarding, to, I mean, everything you can think of in order to make the systems run and the workflows run. And I don't know that I have all of the definitions to everything, because it's been a very big process, but I've learned so much in such, ways of trying out systems to realize, yeah, that doesn't work, to this system is going to work, to trying softwares. And it's actually very heart-filling to me.
And I'm like, ugh.
Where I'm like, hey, I tried this software and I think this might work, but I don't think this one's going to work. And I think we should try this one. And I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do the work that I do, is because that is, and I knew this project was coming at some point. I mean, I knew that. It was just a matter of when. But I'm enjoying it very, very much. It's just one of the largest ones. So it's one of those things where no matter how much of that doubt may creep in as you're doing something so large, it feels so good as you keep pushing through.
Yeah. Well, I just want you to know that I would never even if I felt I was capable, I don't think I would take on the project of expanding Sister Circle into chapters, what we're talking about, without your help, because it overwhelms me to even think about what you're working on. And I love that it brings you joy, but not even just the back end. You support businesses in emotionally, you're a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And I can't think of how many times I've come to you and said, I don't know if I can do this, doubting myself.
Yeah.
This might not be possible. Maybe this isn't the way, all of my fears. And you literally bring it back and you're like, no, you're doing this.
Yep.
People need this.
Yep.
And you are just that rock of a reminder that what is possible.
Always.
So thank you.
Of course.
We will end the episode here before we both start crying. But I just am so incredibly grateful for you. I know there's so much more on the horizon, personally, professionally. If someone does want to connect with you to just work with you or see what that would look like, where can they find you?
Instagram is going to be the best place, which is Still Root & Co. And that would be the easiest way to connect with me at this point.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey sis, if this episode spoke to you, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our weekly conversations that drop every Monday. And would you share this with a fellow sister that needs to hear this message too? If you're craving sisterhood, soul, and strategy in action, I'd love for you to step inside our Sister Circle community, where we gather, grow, and build intentional businesses together in real life and real time. I promise, business is more fun in sisterhood. Until next time, keep leading with soul, honoring your season, and don't forget, I'm always cheering for you.